Ah!
Hello, everyone. Good time zone to you. Sorry, they're making weird noises before I started recording just to mess with my head. Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of The Two-Headed Serpent. Back with us are my wonderful players, starting with Kit.
I'm Kit, and I'm playing Fred Barnes, and she is an author.
Then we have Mike.
I am Mike, playing Lazlo Chrysler, the psychologist.
Followed by Chris.
I'm Chris. I'm playing Jimmy, and I'm currently in freefall after the receiving end of, what was it you said?
Capuchikazi.
Capuchikazi. Yeah.
And
Or I just thought of another one, a Boom Boom Bonobo.
ooh, I like that. And following with always the Bomo, Will.
I am Will. I'm just going to turn Sirenscape down real quick.
Yeah, sorry about
'cause
that.
was
That was a
super
bit loud.
Epic intro, though. I am Will, and I'm playing Percy Cunningham, the pilot adventurer, ex-war hero.
Cool. So, and as per usual, I'm Lionel. I will be your storyteller for the night. And we will continue where we left off. So, our group has been sent by the Caduceus Foundation to deliver aid and personnel to an aid camp somewhere between Paraguay and Bolivia, where a lot of, yes, you can see the magnificent badge, where a lot of fighting has occurred and they are in need of help. As you were going through, your team leader, Dr. Arturo Orsini, ended up having a little accident in which his head basically was removed from his body by a troop of Bolivian soldiers who started to attack you. A fight ensued where you guys made basically jelly out of the soldiers and dealt with their commander that seemed to be odd, weirdly resistant, having some odd objects on him, and upon his death revealed that he was not exactly human per se. He had a scaly skin underneath regular skin, which led to a whole lot of questions and not a lot of answers. They found documents in Dr. Rossini's satchel that led them to have the direction of the aid camp. They also found on the commander odd markings that they figured out was a map representing the sort of same area that they are currently in. They made their way to the camp, heard some weird noises coming from the west, but decided to stay on target and continued, and observed the camp that was currently peaceful. There was people from the Caduceus Foundation, civilians, wounded people, as well as soldiers, but they sort of stayed to their side without too much interactions. They wanted to get in touch with the camp through their radio and decided to whip out the radio that they had. Jimmy bravely climbed a tree, not necessarily with a lot of grace and elegance, but managed he got there and put the antenna there, where they managed to get in touch with Shapiro from the Caduceus Foundation that explained that the camp is sort of a pretense, where the actual objective is a temple that should be in the area that could have been revealed by one of the bombing that happened recently. Upon completing the conversation, Jimmy started to notice a shape getting closer and closer to him. And once he ended up under the leaves, he saw a monkey lunging at him, screaming bloody murder, and wielding a sort of weird metallic tube. So,
Question.
yes.
Okay. With that, so seeing that coming and having experience with weapons and explosives, etc., would I have, been able to identify what that was in his hand before he was, right on top of me?
Give me a spot hidden, I would say, with a penalty die, because you're currently in freefall.
Well, no, I meant like before it blew up, so that I could try to dodge,
or
sure. Something like that.
So spot hidden without the penalty die.
Okay.
Oh,
That is
Anyway.
oh,
that is a 1.
wow.
That's the best you could do, buddy.
Yeah, and that's the best you will do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wow. You get a very good look at that. Yeah, at that item. It does not strike you as a weapon that you are used to. This doesn't seem like a known weapon to you, and you know a lot of them. What it looks like is a sort of metallic tube followed by extensions of metal that kind of wrap around the arm, and that kind of look like coiled serpents, if it makes sense. They
So
sort of-
I would have no idea
you
what
have
this is.
no idea what it is. Although
Okay.
the moment that the thing exploded, what you did manage to notice with a fucking critical success is that just before it occurred, there were 2 little gems. What you thought were the monkey's eyes when it was getting closer and stuff like that were actually 2 red gems on top of the tube that lit up just before the explosion occurred, and a bunch of fire erupted from the tube in your direction. You guys,
I see.
now you do notice something. You can see a column of fire going straight up between 2 branches. One of them contained Jimmy. He is currently in free fall. How are you trying to deal with that fall?
Well, do I still have? I was starting to come back down with the antenna, right?
Yes, you were.
Is that wire able to be wrapped, like caught on a branch or anything to help slow me down?
You know what we can do? Roll me a luck check.
Oh boy.
So I don't think that you can actually click on it, if I'm not mistaken. So
No, I can.
You can?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Did it roll?
No, I didn't roll anything.
So yeah, I
But
think
it-
just roll a d100. Roll no matter skill, just compare it to your luck value, and we'll see how it
Okay,
goes.
cool. Just send one and see. Actually,
That is a success.
22.
I'm not mistaken.
yeah, my luck is 36. Yeah, so that actually is a success.
Yeah. One of the cables just gets strung into one of the branches, and you start to swing wildly as that monkey is just like. From what you can see, he got just as scared as you did and starts to run away.
Did he drop the?
No, he's like keeping it tightly in his hand.
If I'm able, because I don't know if I'm holding on with one hand. Actually, I'm assuming I'm holding on with both hands to this wire.
Mm-hmm.
I would like.
Strongest antenna ever.
Yeah, right. Lucky, pure luck. It's probably gonna snap on me, but my luck is holding currently. I would like to whip out my pistol and try and shoot the damn monkey.
You are more than welcome to try. So give me a pistol check with the gear.
And a
Yeah, there
penalty
you go.
die. Oh yeah, no, that is a wild
boy.
shot.
Oh,
I fumbled it.
oh,
I didn't even get the shot off. Just like go to draw the pistol and like throw it.
You go to draw the pistol and it just escapes your hand. I have to respect the fumble. The pistol falls onto the ground, and as it hits the ground just in the middle of your compatriots, a gunshot, pow, resonates. All the birds nearby just fly away with well, to be fair, there was not a lot of them after the column of fire, but whatever was left is gone. You also know that with this distance, the gunshot, as well as the fire, was probably heard by the
so.
people in the camp, just so you know. You unfortunately missed the monkey. He's currently a bit too far away for you to be able to reach. And you are still, swinging from the rope. And your gun is on the floor right now.
I'm going back down to the ground, just as fast as I can.
Okay, do you try to untangle the wire?
I'm
Okay.
leaving it there.
You're leaving it there? Okay. So, reaching the ground is way less problematic than getting there. You managed to get to the ground, no problem. What are you guys doing?
Did we see all this from the ground?
You saw that, yes, absolutely.
All right. So
Part
Can
of
I
the
try
trees are
shooting
still
monkey?
burning, by the way. Yes, you can try, absolutely.
I'm gonna try with my handgun.
Mm-hmm.
Lazlo's also going to try and, because I'm sure the donkey's going to try and run again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he can try to no, we need you.
Okay. So you aim at the monkey and he just like jumps from branches to branches and swings in very unlikely motion. You're more used to people running in a straight direction and unfortunately you miss it. Lazlo, give me a shot. Let's see how you do.
What am I
You pretty little
rolling?
shit.
What do you want to use? What do you want to do exactly? You want to shoot the monkey?
I'm
Try to hand
no.
the
I'm
mule.
I'm trying to hold on to the mule's rein so it doesn't.
Ooh. So this would probably be. I'm going to call that a natural world.
Okay.
This is nature related to me.
Now.
You hear the donkey hinny and run away. Thankfully, he did not have much in the satchel anymore, but it is running away from you bunch of crazies.
Does the body stay on it?
Orsini's body.
Yeah.
You know what?
Please tell me it runs towards the camp.
I'm going to roll for that because
Oh boy.
I want to know that now. So I'm going to roll it.
Please run to the camp. Go, donkey, go.
Should we all get shot?
Great distraction.
Okay, so yes, indeed, the donkey is running towards the camp. Dr. Orsini's body, lifeless body, does not stay onto the donkey, but as it's falling, its foot gets caught in one of the satchels. So basically, the donkey is running towards the camp with the
Dragging the body.
dragging the headless body behind it. Not long after that, you hear screaming, high-pitched, terrified screaming coming from the camp. How long do you want to stay nearby, by the way?
All right. Are we going in or are we just booking it? Because we got to decide right now.
Yeah, but in further into the jungle away from camp, I think maybe towards the river.
Yeah, nope, let's go. Fuck it. I don't want anything to do with that place right now. Let's go. He's going to pick up his pistol and go.
All right. So you are going where exactly?
Towards the
Towards-
river.
Towards the river.
Towards the river?
Is
Okay.
the monkey that's causing explosions still a thing?
You're following the monkey, I imagine.
Okay.
I don't know which way it went.
It kind of went that way, yeah. So right now
Oh,
you don't have a visual on the monkey yet, but you know it's there somewhere. Okay, so walking west from where you are, it doesn't take too long. Well, a little bit still, but it's now very dark once you actually reach the river. More specifically, the sort of ford that is next to it. It's still water, kind of like, peaceful. What you can see here is there are a lot of traces of explosions, bombing, a few shells here and there, broken shells everywhere. It is, that part has been fucked.
Can we see the
Reminds me of Verdun.
Sort of, yeah.
Can we see the temple from this, or is it still too far away in the jungle?
From what you can see, you don't see any trace of a temple.
It's pitch black right now, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
it's very
Nice.
dark, and there are still a lot of trees, not exactly near the part that you are in right now, because there is a clearing of trees near the river. But further west, there is definitely a heavy set of trees.
With surveying the area, would this be a safe place to sort of camp for the night?
I mean, safe-ish. You have good visibility on what would come from the forest, but that also means that people that would be on the edge of the forest would have good visibility on you. So it's
Hey.
really up to you.
Here's what I'm thinking. We push across because we know what's behind us. Ish. We push across, duck down in them trees over there. No fires, no lights. Just curl up and we'll take a couple shifts, but we need to sleep and we need to stay as off the trail as we can right now.
And we also need daylight to work effectively.
Yeah, right. So
All right,
Awesome.
maintain sound and light discipline. Let's try and cross the river quietly and carefully.
Okay. Sounds good.
Can Percy find like a sturdy branch off a tree that he could use as like a walking stick?
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
I've got a very specific way that he wants to cross the river.
Yeah, no problem whatsoever. There, with the amount of trees that are nearby, finding like a solid stick is not a problem.
Cool.
So
Let's go.
He'll
Yeah.
cross the river.
You two next. I'll follow up.
okay.
Right, yeah. Lazlo.
Getting closer to the water, it is getting more and more clear that not only has there been bombing, there has been battle here. For you can see that floating on the water are quite a lot of corpses.
Gross.
The water is not that strong. It's fairly easy to get inside, and you do not have like that much of a current that would get you, thrown away like kilometers ahead. So crossing the river is not that hard, especially if you go to like the part that is sort of a little bit stiller, and walk your way the other way. How do you plan on like going through, since you wanted the stick?
That was to test depth, but also safe river crossings is using it to create a tripod between my two legs and moving one at a time. But that was preparing for torrent
Heavy
water.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is not that strong, to be honest. Can
But
you
it's serving double purpose also, like to make sure he's not stepping into a real deep bit either.
give me a natural world roll?
Oh, damn. I've got a 10 in that, so
Yeah,
it was going to be a failure.
Yeah. You do manage to cross the river without too much incident. You had to navigate between some bodies, but you do manage to get to the other side.
Thank you.
What about the rest of you? As you see your
Follow in
colleague going
Percy's footsteps.
through.
Yep.
Okay.
How deep is this water?
Not super deep. Right now,
My bad. I pushed the wrong button there.
when you've seen Percy walking there, it was roughly mid-torso.
How tall is Percy?
Good question. I don't think I wrote that in. He's about 5'10". It's not super tall.
Okay.
Lazlo's build is -1. I'm just making sure.
To
Say
use
at
Kyle's
5'3", it probably comes up chest high for Fred.
to use Kyle's words, a sneeze could tip him over.
Yeah, no, Lazlo's not tall. But I don't have written that. Yeah, so he's just a -1 build. So
Okay.
if he'd try to go across, he'd definitely look for a stick as well. And his little bag that has his book is over his head.
Okay. I'm gonna say, could you give me a regular strength check to just try to, stay above water and remain okay? Okay.
Oh boy.
As much as you, Percy, when you turn around and you see that much of your colleagues are doing okay, Lazlo is not doing that great. You hear the very distinctive cough of somebody who just like drank a whole lot of river water.
Coming up on the rear,
Fortunate.
can I grab him?
Yes. Easy
Okay.
peasy. You are strong and burly. You can, without issue, grab him by the neck and just like rise him up to the surface without
I wasn't
problem.
gonna like Darth Vader, just like grab his coat and be like, "All right, come on, get."
Yeah, no, just like rising him back to his feet, no problem.
Thank you.
Shh, shh, quiet. Let's go.
As you say that, by the way, there is something odd. Give me a listen check, please. Everyone.
Ooh, everyone.
Yet another thing I didn't take any points in.
Nope.
Oh, but succeeded.
Remember to tick that, man.
Yes.
Get
And
clear so I can get to my thing. Yeah.
and Winnifred.
Yep.
Okay. Put it back into, like without the bonus die, because it's a regular roll.
Oh, I just have keen hearing.
Oh yeah, right. My bad. Okay. There is one thing that is a little bit off about the forest right now. Even though it doesn't translate well into the audio background that you have right now, it is eerily quiet. The only sounds you hear are the running water. There is no sign of wildlife anywhere around.
It's not good.
And presumably we hear Lazlo and Jimmy splashing about.
Oh yes. This is very noticeable as well. Yeah.
The me just going, shh, quiet, as loudly as probably louder than him
Probably,
saying
yeah.
something.
Percy's just going to file that little nugget of information,
Mhm.
not really mention it.
Now, getting to the other side, now that you are on the other side, are you doing something specific? Are you trying to find a place to sleep? What is the plan?
Yeah, looking for
Stealthy place to
shelter.
sleep.
Mhm.
Now, you had said that there were some really thick trees, like
Oh, yes.
thick wood line. So I was
Yes.
going to basically like go to the trail, push off of the trail
Mm-hmm.
into the woods, and just find like a divot to
Mm.
tuck people into. Because, like I said, no fire, nothing. Just we're trying to be quiet tonight.
Where you are right now, there's not even a trail. You are deep in the middle of the forest. The only sort of trail you can find is just one that has been left by the boots of whoever soldiers were fighting here, but it's not an actual handmade trail. But you can, yeah.
Are there any corpses on this side of the river?
Yes. Some of them, absolutely.
As we
Maybe
go
it's-
past, have they been like, has somebody come by and taken their gear, or are they just
Scrounge for ammo
left
and
here?
stuff.
Yeah.
Nope. The gear is still on them.
Cool. If any of them have a rifle, I'd like to pick that up as well, so I have something with range.
Most of them have only a pistol and a machete. They seem not that equipped. You can see from the uniforms that there are people from both sides. So you have, the standard equipment for whichever army they belong to. All of them have sort of like basic rations, and one of them had a compass to just navigate around. One thing that does strike you, though, as you kind of like pull the body to the side and just like went through his stuff, his body is broken. Not shot, broken. As in, arms like twisted in a way that they're not supposed to be. Bones have been broken and are protruding from the leg, the arm. Even the neck itself has been twisted in a way that is not approved by any chiropractor.
In my experience,
Mhm.
does this look like he was just too close to an artillery shell?
No, there would be like burn marks or, at least like some shrapnel or anything. No,
This dude just looks like he got run over by something.
pretty much. But no other trace
Oh.
other than that, though.
Do any of them have any caduceus like badge, like a doctor's badge that may have had some kind of something like that?
None that you can see. Like all of them here are soldiers.
Okay.
I would like to collect up 2 of the basic pistol and maybe like an extra magazine or two's worth of ammunition, and just tuck that away in my pocket for right now.
Okay. You would have plenty of ammunitions and pistols for each of you if you need to. Yes, Percy?
Can I find any MRE rations on them? Because I'm hungry.
Yes, definitely. And they all seem
Take
to
their
be still
food.
like very eatable. Like most of the bodies that were in the water, their rations probably got spoiled, but the ones that were on the banks of the river are perfectly eatable. No problem.
Cool.
Okay.
And then I imagine you're going to ask for a stealth check, but I want to find my little posse and hide.
Yep.
And after I eat, get some shut eye.
Okay, sounds good. So everybody, can I get a stealth check then?
Sure. One last thing.
Yes.
Just because Jimmy does care a lot about like medicine, first aid, etc.,
Mhm.
because of his condition. Can I make like a medicine check and just like look at that guy you said that was super broken and see if
Yeah.
I can
Figure
figure
out-
out what
yeah.
impacted him?
Sure. Roll me a medicine check. Oh,
That is an extreme success.
that is an
3.
extreme
That works.
success. Remember to tick that skill.
Yeah, I will check that off.
Cool. Examining the body a little bit further, you're trying to figure out what broke all of that. What you do notice is that on each side of his arm right now, here and here, you can see the skin has turned blue, like bruised, and in marks that kind of looked like you had basically like 2 hands grabbing each side of the arm and snapping it
Broke
off.
it like a glow stick.
Yes. It's not exactly, hand prints. The distance is off. The amount of fingers is completely off. But the way it looks is as if 2 very strong things grabbed the arm and just basically snapped it off. Same with the rest of his
Okay.
body. Basically, he's been manipulated like a rag doll and broken off beyond recognition.
Fair enough. Oh, that stealth is another extreme success. Man, I'm using up all the good rolls right now. I don't like this.
Damn.
Don't worry, I got a success on it too.
Cool. So basically,
And
Fred, you're not used to sleeping in the jungle, and maybe the city life has gotten you a little bit too much comfort,
Spoiled me. Yeah.
and it's hard to like hold back a snore during the night.
Lazlo's going native.
You're going full on
God.
native. You guys are using your military training to just blend in, make yourself scarce. Yes,
Just before everyone goes to sleep, I have something I want to do, but
do tell.
carry on. So once we like eat and or down in our little bunker there before we start, just take out those 2 pistols with ammo and be like, "Hey, Fred, come here. Look, I know y'all got other weapons, and it's good to use them. However, and I'm gonna load
Mm-hmm.
the pistols because I don't know what their handgun training is.
Mm-hmm.
Look, for just in case that breaks, you run out of ammo, you need to have a backup. So I'm going to give each of them a pistol plus a backup magazine of ammunition, whether it's if it's a revolver, an extra 5 rounds, 6 rounds, whatever, or if it's actually like a semi-automatic, an extra magazine.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys now all have these wonderful pistols. I'm adding them to your inventory as we speak. Fred, you have it.
You?
Lazlo, I'm adding it now. Cool beans. Is there something else you
Thank you.
guys would like to do before going to sleep?
are we taking watches?
Up to you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So,
I guess what time is it, and what time are we doing stuff at first light?
like right now, you guesstimate that it is somewhere. Well, you do have a pocket watch, I believe, right? So I would say that at the moment it is roughly 10 p.m. So you tell me how long you would like to proceed. This is not like a sort of like 8 hour situation or something. This is just basically you guys taking rest during the night.
Get
I mean,
up
I
at
was-
dawn.
Yep.
First light, and Percy will take first watch.
Okay, sounds good. In that case,
Doing 2 per watch or just 1?
up to you.
Probably just one will be all right. Everybody else needs to sleep. We've had a hell of a day,
Okay.
though. Jimmy is gonna look at Percy before going to bed and be like, "All right, I got a weird thing I gotta ask of you, because usually I do this on my own, but we don't have any light." And he's gonna take off his shirt and be like, "I can't feel. Do I have any wounds on my back? I can't see either because my little mirror don't work without light. So I need you to look and make sure that I'm not bleeding or something."
Is he bleeding?
No, I mean there are some scratches here and there. His fall was not super graceful, but except from that, he's okay.
He's going to slap him on the back and say, "You'll live, boy."
No, I mean, are there any cuts? Because if there are, you need to put this on it. And I'm gonna have basically like an ointment, because if I get infected, I can't feel it. I will die. He is very obsessive about infections.
Sure thing. You are grazed. And he's going to put the ointment on his back.
Yep. Look, it's rough, but I need to survive. There's pros and cons to this not feeling pain thing.
He's going to the other soldier, not the lady with the doctor's bag. Okay, babe.
The one who says she's a journalist? No.
I'm an author. I am an author, but I have an interest in.
We also looked at this
medicine
doctor's
things.
bag, and there wasn't shit in there because this was a fake mission.
Oh, my bag has shit in it.
That's
okay.
whatever. It's
Fair enough.
You would know that she writes mystery novels. She knows a lot of ways to kill people, and she knows about toxins and things like that.
Yeah, let me give you access to my back. That's a great
Yeah.
plan.
I
Well-
saved you.
Well,
I'll
in
remember
any
that.
case, ointments have been put. You feel pretty sure that you're not going to be infected from the scratches you have on your back. And Percy, for your first watch, could you roll me a spot hidden, please?
Hey!
Extreme
Fuck yeah.
success. Damn. Okay. So, paint me a word picture here. Are you staying on the ground? Are you going up the trees? How do you stand watch here?
He's like using his stealth role. He's in his foxhole, but he's in a position where he is surveying their perimeter and staying awake, basically, rather than sleeping.
Sounds good. So you're staying on the ground.
Yes.
You are looking all around you. There is very little movement. As I said, there is not a shred of wildlife nearby. The only moment where you detect movement during your shift is just a small monkey scream further north, way north, like he's not in your vicinity right now, followed by a bright light and nothing. That's it.
Does the bright light extend to us, or is it just like I see it further afield?
No, you see it further away where you heard the scream. There was a moment of white, like a bright yellow-orangish light, possibly fire considering what you've seen so far, and that stopped right away.
Somebody else having monkey drama.
Little bastards at it again.
But it is further away from you, and you don't feel like it's coming your way. In any case, you feel safe for your shift. Is somebody taking the second one?
Yes.
yeah, Lazlo would probably take the second.
Okay, sounds good.
Percy will shake Lazlo awake and cover his mouth in case he starts.
He doesn't.
He wakes up very peacefully and ready to guard. Okay. Give me a spot hidden.
That's a success.
That's a success. Nothing to report on your shift. Everything is quiet. Do you stay also on the ground? Do you try to take more of a
no.
vantage point? No, you stay on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, gravity is the big enemy here, we know. Yeah, not much to report. It is very quiet. At some point, you did notice some movement. You think you saw, like, near the river, a shadow move, but it was just, fleeting moment. And the more you focus, the least you can see it. So, yeah,
Okay.
must have been the wind.
Lazlo would also spend a little bit of time familiarizing himself with the rifle.
Okay. You get used to its inner workings, the way you load, reload, shoot it. It's unusual for you, but you're getting the hang of it. In any case, did you guys want to do 2 or 3 shifts or more? Like, how did you want to organize you guys?
Do we each take a?
Yeah, we can each do one between then and dawn.
Yeah, I'll do the next one.
Okay, sounds good.
Spot hidden.
Spot hidden, please. Or listen if you want.
Oh my gosh, we're rolling so well.
Wow. Again,
Ain't shit sneaking up on us tonight.
Again, remember to take those skills. Okay. Extreme success, jeez. The river is bothering you because all those dead bodies, and honestly, you can count at the very least 2,000 dead people here. It is very disturbing. You absent-mindedly look at it, and for just a moment, the trees seem to shake, but like almost part ways. It's just for a moment. Nothing else happens after that, but it doesn't move.
From a specific direction?
Yeah, more like from the south. It seems to be like just like shadow. Mostly shadow. It's very like nondescript. And as you kind of like drift back to the bodies, one thing that kind of strikes you is that by now carrions should have started coming. They didn't. The bodies have been there for possibly a couple of days, like considering the decomposition level.
No bug activity or anything?
No bug activity, no bird activity. They just leave them be.
Okay.
But except from that, your shift goes without any incident. Jimmy, taking the last...
I will let him know I saw something weird to the south.
Sounds good.
And this is where they get us.
So spot hidden
Actually,
or... Okay, hard
no,
success.
hard
What?
success.
You guys are rolling well. I need to up my game.
We're all paranoid.
Yeah. Do you focus on something specifically, or do you...
Well, she told me the area that she saw these things in, so I am going to keep it general. Like, the idea is I'm going to keep a general outlook, but that's going to be where, like, when I go to rest, that's what I'm looking at, kind of deal.
Okay. The only movement you get is at some point. One of the trees that she pointed at you seems to be a little bit leaning. And what you realize at some point, what you thought was some movement is just the tree being completely off balance and falling onto the ground. Something has pushed it at some point and unrooted it. Very peacefully, but like not in front of you. It's just that like it has unrooted it and like pushed it to the side during the night at some point, probably during Fred's shift. And right now what you see is just like that tree has been left alone, and at some point gravity took its toll and it fell. But you don't see any trace of the shadow that she mentioned, no trace of movement, nothing. Until finally, first lights show up. And you have a better view now of the absolute butchery that happened there. Bodies are littered everywhere. You had a pretty good sight of it, but it was already dark. Now with the first lights, it is disturbing. What you can also see is that a little bit further to the west, the light seems to be going through the trees a little bit better than you thought. So you get the feeling that probably a little bit further that way there's going to be a clearing. But the day is yours. What do you do?
All right, y'all. So
What's the clearing?
Well, before we get going, let's take a second here. Who's got the map?
Lazlo does.
All right. So looking at that, we can assume that we're inside of the battle here. I would assume so.
You
with all
are
the
a little
bodies.
bit offside. The side of the battle seems to be a little bit further, according to the map. Towards the clearing, by the way.
Right. So if that's where we are on the map, what's that other thing done look like right now? That odd marking thing there.
You tell me?
No, I was trying to make conversation here with Lazlo.
I'm sorry. Marking thing. What other marking thing?
You know, the weird circle-looking thing with the squigglies in it.
Well, it's a language that I don't really. It's a language. I'm not sure what it is, but
No, if
we're. Lazlo wants to kind of focus a little bit on it. The center. Well, if the site of the battle seems to line up kind of with the center of these markings, whatever this is. So. They also believe that it was a temple there. Could I do an occult check just on the idea of some having temples in the center of something or other?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a no check?
This would be more occult, like considering like the religion kind of aspect of it.
That's an extreme success.
Extreme success. Yeah. Whenever there are stuff like that, whether it be pillars or shrines or stuff like that, that seem to be revolving around the center theme, the center is usually the most important part, whether it be a temple or an important mausoleum and stuff like that. So it would make sense that something important would be in the center of it. It will also mean that since there is this sort of like circle kind of motif, that there would be stuff around it.
So it's this is more just kind of maybe a stretch. I would defer to you military men. If you have something in the center that is very important, wouldn't you want to protect it? Right? So you would provide protections around. Perhaps this is a thing saying what defenses they have around this.
All right. Well,
was that English?
More or less.
I do apologize. English is not my first language.
And as a non-native English speaker, I would say that, hey, fuck all of y'all who give us shit for not speaking perfect English.
Hell, I am a native and I don't speak perfect English.
End of parentheses. Carry on.
Well, here's what I'm thinking, right? Because it looks like would we be looking at the strange markings?
Mm-hmm.
There's one section that looks kind of like an upside down T, and then the next section that has a lot more intricate stuff to it. So right by where the fording of the river is, those next two sections.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you say we're in?
I would say you're more at the bottom section.
Okay.
So you would be in the section that is just above the sort of like T that is down the river.
Okay.
So basically, if you look at the map in the background here, I will ping roughly where you are.
Oh.
I would say that you guys are about here.
Okay. Well.
I can't see.
Oh, sorry. Carry on. If you look at the background map on the screen right now in that scroll,
yep,
you should be about here-ish.
Okay.
You got it?
Well.
Yep.
Percy, your navigator kind of fella. How long do you think it'll take us to get to that site?
Shouldn't be more than 2 hours, I wouldn't expect.
All right. Well,
roughly a mile. It's quite dense foliage, but
seems about right.
Well then, Just so we know where we're at here, I wish I knew why the doc had scribbled out all these sections here, or not the
Well,
doc,
no,
sorry, rather the weird man thing.
there are many things that I wish that we knew about that vid. I don't think I would call him a man.
Fuck it, whatever he was.
Hmm.
But all right, well,
Uh,
same order as last time.
Fred, you just real quick. I'm sorry, and
Mhm.
I agree. Fred, you write about these kinds of things. Have you? Is this something your studies have come up with?
Does this anything here look familiar to me?
None of those markings are reminiscent to anything you have ever seen or read.
Okay.
But without understanding if it is language or, markings of some sort that would be like topological or something, it's hard to make heads or tails out of this.
And Lazlo already did an occult check on it, right?
He did, yes.
Didn't need
And,
anything.
he said that it was a written language, just not a language he knows.
I don't know if it would help if I did one as well, or a history.
I mean, you could try. History would not help in that instance. Try occult.
No. Occult. Okay. Wow. By one.
Success.
Hey,
Nice.
work.
I'll take it.
Doing
This is
alright.
not Trixie. She actually succeeds on her occult roll.
Remember to check the occult
I
skill.
got it.
Cool beans. From what you can see here, it seems like they're trying to find something specific. The fact that you see all those parts that are like being scratched out seems to be them eliminating places where they haven't found what they were looking for.
Right.
That's all you can make out of this, unfortunately.
So the section we're in, they've already searched.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think we should. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we should continue to head to the potential temple.
Yeah,
I
I'm sure
agree.
that
Let's do
Percy
it.
filled us in on our new mission parameters, I imagine,
I mean,
because he was on the radio with HQ with Shapiro.
Well,
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
that totally would have been
Okay.
relayed.
I figured.
question for you, Lionel.
yes.
So we spent the night, so we get 1 HP back,
Yes.
and then for injuries, you said we can make a medicine check to try and get.
You can try, yes.
I would like to try before we step out.
Please do.
That is a hard success.
Yes,
Oh,
wonderful.
nice.
In which case, I will roll for you for this one because I don't think we have the right dice for this. Give me 1 second.
I have a 1% chance, but it's still a chance, right?
I mean, a
Right.
chance is a chance, you know.
But you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Please hold. Come on. My keyboard decided to be asshat.
Yeah.
All right, so you recover 2 more hit points. Thanks
Oh,
to
yeah.
that medicine check. You're used to scruting your body in every possible way to make sure you don't die. So you kind of know how to, keep the machine running.
Yep. All right, then I guess same order as we was yesterday.
Yeah.
All right.
Shit. Nah, I'm just gonna start walking forward in front.
Okay. Well, thankfully now you don't have a mule to, protect. So that's something.
No, but now the Fritz, as you put it, no longer has cover.
You are walking north towards the marking, I'm assuming?
Yep,
Okay.
towards the clearing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It doesn't take long for you to actually reach the edge of that forest line. And what you see is that it's not a natural clearing. There has been explosions a lot in that area, probably bombings from what you can see. There are torn trees everywhere, signs of explosions, craters and everything. All of the clearing was made because of that. There is one thing that catches your eye. Part of the ground seems more flat than it should be, a little bit further away. And as you get a little bit closer, you can see that there was a huge sort of circular stone slab on the floor. I'm talking 50 feet across kind of stone slab that has been broken by an explosion. What you can see underneath is a pit. Deep, deep pit. You do not see the bottom of it. What you can see, though, on the edges of that sort of like well, if it makes sense, are a set of stairs going down in a like circular fashion. The stone circle that was broken has a ton of markings.
Do they look anything like the odd markings on our?
They are not the same symbols, but they are definitely in the same style.
Well, this seems to be the place.
It looks inviting.
Well,
That looks deep.
and I'm gonna like look in. You said you can't see the bottom, but like, do I get a feel for how far down I can see before it just turns into blackness?
Hard to say. If you were to drop something and, wait for the noise, maybe you can make a guesstimate.
Do you one better? I've got something to start fire with. I'm gonna try to make myself a torch.
Okay, not a problem. This is something very trivial for you. You make
And
yourself a
then light-
torch.
Yep, I'm gonna light it and toss it into the holes so we can both see and listen.
All right. You guys look.
Fireball.
Oh yeah, you look over that hole, and as the fire, the like torch gets down, you kind of also take time to look at the surroundings of the well. You can see that the stairs are continuing all across, and continuing down and down. There are some places where some stairs are missing or have been broken, probably through the explosion or something. And it keeps falling, and it keeps falling, and it keeps falling, and it falls for like what looks like an eternity. From what you can see, give me I'm gonna say survival check.
All right.
Are the stairs going around the edges
Yes.
of the opening? Okay.
Oh, there we go. That's a solid failure.
I mean, this is hella deep. You get the feeling that it is probably at the very least 700-800 feet deep.
All right, y'all. That's. I'm pretty sure it's a stairway down to hell. Aren't temples usually like above ground? Like big, tall things
Well,
people
I
pray
mean,
at.
So, to make a long story short, depending on this type of temple, there are some temples that are more of the occultish natures that are supposed to be hidden.
Short answer, please.
Aren't mummies normally kept underground though?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Oh God.
before?
All right.
You hear the clunk of your torch that just reached the ground.
Oh, that took a minute.
It is still lit at the bottom of the pit, but when you look, it's barely a dot.
I would like to observe it for a few minutes to see if anything comes after it.
It is hard to make anything out of this because the light of the torch does not go super far, but
Okay.
except from a few pretty natural flickers, you do not see anything else.
No, I meant more like, does anything run up and extinguish it kind of deal?
No,
Or
no,
does it
it's-
just go out on
No,
its own kind?
it stays lit actually. You did a pretty good torch.
Okay.
God knows how long it's going to stay lit, but at the moment nothing goes to it to try to extinguish it.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and make a couple more, hand one to each person. All right, I'll go first. Yay.
Lazlo's
And-
gonna go behind him.
Light the torch and It's gonna be like
You
torch
can.
in one hand, and then just kind of couch the shotgun so it's still pointing forward in the other arm there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just start going down the stairs.
As we go down the stairs, is there any? So Lazlo's gonna like he kind of like archaeologist idea, like looking along the walls.
Mm-hmm. So, first of all, do you guys start to go down before I give you any more of those information?
Are we all going down?
I thought we got all the information.
Percy, with his problem going below ground, is gonna give it a few minutes of the other guys getting ahead of him if they are going, before he builds up the courage to actually take that first step.
All right.
Torch in one hand, pistol in the other.
Okay. There is enough room for. There's not enough room for two people to go like side by side. This is definitely going to be a line kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
The steps are
I'll go after Lazlo.
Yeah, the steps are kind of narrow and slick, so you're gonna have to go down very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
So the marching order is going to be, tell me,
Me.
Jimmy,
Then Lazlo.
Jimmy.
Laszlo, Fred,
Fred.
and Percy. You stay on the top.
Big gap.
Do we
And if
notice
anyone-
that there's a gap?
If anyone quizzes Percy on that, he's got an answer for why there's a gap.
Okay, but do you go down as well, or do you stay at the surface?
He is going to wait until they are. If the starting point's here and they're going down on a spiral,
Yeah.
probably about halfway diagonal from him. And then
Okay,
he's
so
gonna
like
start.
a half rotation, and then you start going.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
You guys are starting to get down and look at the inside of that well. It is cold and damp. It hasn't been seen or even been in the open for a while, for a long while. You continue going down for what seems to be an eternity. The steps are sometimes kind of slippery. You sometimes have to catch yourself and try not to fall. And every time you kind of look over the edge and see how much hole is still down, you can see the dying torch at the bottom. Looking up, you see the opening that is becoming more and more of a dot, less and less of an opening. But you still go down. And down. And down. Yes, Percy.
Does it look like anyone else's? Are there any sort of like footprints or anything that alludes to someone after this was revealed going down, like they did it intentionally?
Give me a spot hidden, please.
Oh, I suck at those.
Well,
Was there?
then stop searching for stuff. Nice.
Was there anything on the walls?
On the walls themselves, nothing. It's flat and actually very, very smooth. This is not like a cave formation or something. This is man-made, or at the very least, like handmade, and it is the smoothest stone you've ever seen. You keep going down and down. When you're about, from what you can see with the dying torch at the bottom, roughly like 100 feet still up, there is like a set of stairs missing, just a few steps. So going across that, I will need either a climb or a jump roll from whoever wants to continue.
Yep. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to jump.
Might as well
Let's see.
jump.
Actually, wait. Let me see. Hold on. Is my climb any better? Actually, no. My climb is
I know this.
better. So I'm gonna try and climb first.
Try.
Oh.
Okay. As I said, the stone is very smooth. You have very much trouble getting any kind of, purchase for your hands. Very, very hard, and you do manage to catch yourself before you actually fall onto the ground, but you didn't manage to get across, unfortunately.
All right. Well,
Can I do a dex roll for this?
A what? A
A
dex roll?
dex roll, straight dex.
I would say yes, but then you would need a hard success to make it work.
I'm gonna try that because it's way better than my jump and climb. Oh,
Oh, hell
Damn.
yeah.
extreme success!
Fuck
You
yeah.
just take a little bit of a step back and jump. And the way you land on the other side is a little bit slippery, but instead of like falling onto your back, you just kind of slide a few stairs down and you're good. You're on the
Just
other side.
badass with his Thompson gun. Just
Damn right you are. The rest of you, would you like
that
to
is how it's done.
attempt it?
Percy, since
Yeah,
you
I'm
are,
gonna try to jump. Yep. Nice.
Okay.
hmm.
I'm going
Nice.
to need a dex check from Percy to try to catch Winnifred as she's trying like on her way to miss the mark.
Can I opt out of it?
Wow. I mean, personally, as somebody who commissioned the portraits, I feel bad about this, but as a game master, I'm delighted. So you are
All
up
right,
to you,
I'll
man.
do it. I'll do it.
Up to you. Okay. You
He,
almost...
he, if that happened with Ointment Boy, it might not. I might have opted out.
Over here trying to survive, and
You do manage to grab her before she falls to probably something that's going to hurt. You are now on the other side. Lazlo, Jimmy, any plans?
Percy, would you mind trying to assist me as well? I'm going to try to jump, but I'm not that great at it.
I'll do my best.
It's
hell, hold on. Anyone got a rope?
I
Put
do
it in
not.
gear.
No.
You can try to fashion a rope with whatever clothes you have on you. If only you still had the radio with the cables.
Mm,
Yep.
That mule is still running.
Still running somewhere.
With a dead body, headless dead body behind it.
Yep.
He's gonna jump.
Oh god.
That's a fail.
Do you want to spend luck for that?
Yeah, probably should. So yeah, I'm gonna spend 10 luck to make that a success.
Okay, you are on the other side, safe and sound.
Yeah, see,
You did
I
better
got
than you
luck.
thought. Yeah.
All right. He's gonna try. I'm gonna try and climb over again.
Okay, sounds good.
There we go.
There you go.
23.
You do manage to find pieces of the rubble where basically the stairs used to be, and use that to your advantage to kind of get to the other side. You now are on the other side of that stairs. The rest of the descent...
Now our order is reversed.
Yes, indeed it is. The rest of the descent goes without a hitch. The stairs continue down for 100 feet or so. From what you can see, looking up and guesstimating how deep you fell, you went. I mean, you were off a little bit with your estimate. This is at the very least 1,000 feet deep. This is extremely deep. Down with your torches, you can see that the bottom floor, as flat as it is, all the walls are covered in murals carved inside. They portray a lot of information, a lot of things in a style that none of you are really used to or familiar with. From a gameplay perspective, you can get many information if you spend a few hours looking at it and examine it and studying it. But you can get already like a few glimpses by just having a cursory glance at everything.
With my talent, quick study, how long would it it takes? It has the time.
Has the time, yeah. So with your skill, I would say that within 2 hours you can get a pretty good glimpse at what that mural is telling you.
So is if we're willing to wait the time, I can kind of check it out. It's up to you.
Well, here's the question.
Hmm.
Do we need to know that information to go grab the mummy and leave?
Yeah. Does the
I've
cursory glance tell us we need to learn more, or does it point us in a direction?
Well, if you take a
I,
little bit of time just to look around to see basically what it's trying to tell you, could I get an? I'm gonna call that an intelligence check, unless you have a more relevant skill for me. But from everyone who would like to watch the murals,
Oh, sure. Why not? Let's intelligence.
hard success for Fred.
Oh,
This is yeah, this
3
is
over.
yeah. Art is not your shit. Hard success for Jimmy.
Jimmy. Apparently, I'm actually quite smart.
Lazlo.
maybe library.
Like I could be swayed into library use. Yeah.
Oh no, intelligence is much higher than library.
Yeah, I was gonna say my intelligence is my highest score.
That's
Okay, we
that's a
got-
hard
Oh,
success.
nice.
3 hard successes. Nice. So what you can see, looking at this, just the rough and tumble of it. This place is one of 5 identical places. Together they form sort of pentagram. The center of the pentagram marks a very important location. All across the murals you can see many depictions of humanoid serpent people, which seems reminiscent of what you have fought a bit earlier today, the day before. You can see that one of those serpent people is depicted as a leader. She has a sort of like feminine air to it, like feminine shapes, and she holds a scepter and wears an ornate crown. The design of the crowd itself is very intricate. You can see snake motifs all across, and the carvings are extremely precise. All across, you can see sort of like hairy giants that seem to be under the control of the serpent folk that seem to control them with some whip sort of instruments. And they are shown building a sort of cone-shaped temple. From what you can see, could be what you're looking for.
Could an occult check maybe?
You could try. What are you trying to?
I'm trying to
gather
determine
from
what
this?
kind of cult this is.
Tell me.
What kind of like dark, So yeah, I'll take a
cult.
success.
Okay. With a success, you do know at the very least that this is not one of the cults that you are familiar with. Usually, most of the cults that you've seen so far were mostly centered around, humans controlling other animals or other people or other entities and stuff like that. This is different. This is depicting different entities controlling stuff. And you have no idea who they are. And the fact that this could be so intricate, so well thought, and that you still don't know about it is worrisome.
Would it be possible with my occult knowledge and kind of whatever range that is to even try to determine whether this is new or even older than anything that I had?
This is far older. Just looking at the stone and the amount of, there's not a lot of moss or vegetation here because it's been very hermetically sealed, but judging by the way it's been carved and stuff like that, as intricate as it was, it seems old, as in older than time kind of thing.
See, so this cult is very large. This is concerning.
There is a clear link in what you've seen between the center temple, the center cone-shaped temple, and the 5 locations.
So
Well,
from
all
the
right, well,
cursory look, is this after 2 hours, or was this our
No,
cursory
this is just
look?
cursory glance, looking at like
Okay.
what you understand from
And
the
just
markings.
this knowledge on the occult, the more information we have, the better, because we don't know what we're getting into. We may find more monkeys that do columns of fire underground. That sounds.
I'm not a fan of that idea, like at all.
Percy?
This is a clarification for the player, so I
Yes.
understand. So the pit that we're in is
Yes.
one of the five points.
Yes, it seems to be like 5 of them forming a sort of pentacle and a pentagram, and at the center of it, the temple.
Percy would ask Lazlo, would I be able to borrow the odd markings map for a moment, please?
But of course, and he would provide it.
With my terrible intelligence roll, but my good navigate skills, is there any correlation between the markings on the map and the markings on the wall that Percy could discern?
I mean, judging by the fact that you all figured out that they were looking for something, it could be reminiscent. There seems to be. How can I say that? The language is not exactly the same. They are it seems to be the same language. It's not the same symbols. They do not say the same thing. But from what you've seen, they could be looking for the other points of that pentagram. And right now, all the location that has been scratched off would probably not contain one of those pits.
The circle on that odd markings map is where we are?
Yes.
Is that our pit?
Yes, this is the pit that you are in currently. So you can see that they are trying to radiate from it and try to find something from that point. They already eliminated the nearby area, as you can see. And all of the eastern area has been crossed off as well, which means that whatever they're looking for is probably on the eastern side of things, or north.
So, this, I seriously consider that it is worth the time, even if there is other investigations that you wish to do while I study this, so you have more knowledge.
I mean, to
tend
be
to
fair, this is
agree.
pretty. Go ahead.
I tend to agree. I think we should investigate our current area more before venturing on.
I think that's fair. I'll tell you what, y'all start on this side. I'm gonna walk around here, see what's here, down here, not leaving anywhere. I'm just gonna stay in this little circle and see if I can find any hallways or anything while you're looking.
As
Well,
soon
Lazlo-
as he got the two agreeing, Lazlo had his book out, his pen, and he was scribbling. He's just writing. You know, he's not even looking down. He's just writing.
Okay.
Down.
For you, Jimmy, there's not a lot to look at. You can definitely see that there is, murals all across that like circle room, but the room itself is empty. It is, again, 50 feet across, circular, and empty.
There's no hallways leading off or anything.
No hallways. The only way in or out seems to be the stairs. Yes, Fred?
While Lazlo is checking that out, I would like to get out my chemistry kit and start checking out the thing I got from Snake Boy, the toxicology of it.
Okay.
Because it affected Jimmy in a way that was very unexpected.
Okay. Sounds good. I will do a roundtable for everybody and see exactly what you guys are doing while Lazlo is examining it. Lazlo, do you take the 2 hours time to actually go deep into the markings and everything?
Oh no, he is.
Okay.
He's Dr. Lazlo at this point.
Okay, so you're gonna be hyper focused for a while and not say anything. Percy, what are you doing in that time?
I would like to continue my studying of the map and trying to correlate it with this pentagram to see if he can make any sort of headway on what this odd markings map actually means, and try and relate it to the real world somehow.
Yeah, sounds good. Roll me and
He's obviously across where the river is and where we currently are, but knowing somewhat that the scratched out points aren't relevant, and trying to make, like, I'm trying to do this myself in real life. It's trying to make a pentagram out of the sections that are left.
Will the map guy.
Well, the map.
Yeah,
Okay.
this has piqued my mind and my character's interest.
So roll me, I would say, either survival or intelligence. Up to you. Or navigate. Navigate would work, absolutely.
That's why I took it. Oh shit!
You are.
I'm gonna burn some luck. I'm gonna burn 14 luck points
Okay,
to
sounds
make
good.
this work.
Or you can push the roll if you tell me how you do it differently.
Oh, he's getting his compass out. I've got astronomy. Is it anything to do with the stars?
You could try to use astronomy if you want.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. So from what you have gathered,
He's trying to remember everything he learned in flight school.
from what you can see here on the markings, if you look at the map that is in the background right now, you get the very strong feeling that there is another of those sites roughly there. I don't know if you see my ping. Right here. Basically, like south of the A from battle. See what I mean?
Hold on. I'm just trying to clear the screen. Do it again.
Here.
Oh, it's really faint.
Yeah, if you can do it in a different color, it'd probably be easier to see.
I can't actually, but
okay.
but I can do something, and you can do it too. By the way, in the menu you can enable the drawing menu, and draw shit. And so if I do this, for instance, you would have another one of these things roughly here. Do you see the red dot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
There you go.
that's much more visible.
Okay.
Nice.
Correlating what they have searched, what they have missed, what they have not seen, and what you can see on the murals, there is probably one of those sites there. Now, this took you a little bit of time. I'm going to continue around the table. Jimmy, so you are examining everything, basically.
Kind of, I'm just looking to see if there's another way to go deeper into the facility. And, that includes all right, hey, let me knock on the walls a little bit here. Is everything just solid stone? And and then if that doesn't pan out, because I don't think that would take very long, I'd go and probably try to help Fritz.
Okay, sounds good. There is definitely no other like hidden wall or like cave or tunnel or anything. This thing is sealed off. It actually gives you the vibe that it was probably sealed off for a reason. Whether it's be to protect the knowledge that Lazlo is currently examining or to keep something in is indeterminate. But
then,
it was sealed shut.
Fair enough. Then with that knowledge, instead of helping him read the walls, I'm going to look around and see if I see anything that would make me think of what broke that dude like a glow stick.
Give me a spot hidden.
That is a success.
Success. You know what? Hold that thought. Fred,
All right.
what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm examining the
the needle.
things I got off of Snake Boy.
Okay. From what you can see, the sort of like needle that hurt Jimmy that much, there does seem to be like a sort of toxin in it. Testing it with your like chemistry kit, it is like nothing you've ever seen. It is a little bit akin to like snake venom, but it seems to be like thinner and like more liquid, but for some reason more potent. This is not something you can identify. You can try. You have tried like many different combinations. This is not a poison that you are aware of right now. So that is something valuable to you for sure.
Okay.
You would also know that with the only needle remaining, you probably only have one shot at this, whether it's be to examine it, like when you are somewhere quiet and peaceful,
Yeah.
or
Well,
using it against somebody. If you use it, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be gone. So that's what you
Right.
can make of this. The other item that you got from the commander,
The stone flute
stone,
thing.
with a little bit of wind coming down from above, you get a little bit of going through, like, a little bit of sound. And it does give you definitely that vibe of a flute. So instinctually, you kind of have that, moment of like, hey, let's blow in it, just to try it out. And it does this horrible sound. Like, I don't know if you ever heard a death whistle.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Yes, like death whistle.
Yes. It bounces across the walls and everything, and it's chilling, terrifying.
The hell was that, Fred?
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
I said Fred.
You have a thing to blame the Fritz, as you put
He
it.
thinks his name is Fritz now.
Fred, Fritz, same bag. So this is all you can make out of this for now. The only odd thing about that sort of flute is the terrible sound coming out of it. I'm coming back to you, Jimmy, very soon. Lazlo, you, after a couple of hours looking at those markings, you start to understand the logic. You start to understand. You're used to examining stuff from old cultures and stuff that are long dead and stuff like that. You even managed to grasp the very basics of that language. So can you roll me a d4, please?
Sure.
If you want to do so, you can use in the chat. There is the roll button.
In the chat, where?
Yeah, if you have the chat menu open on Let's Roll, right of where you have send a message, there is a dice button
Oh, yep.
that lets you roll a dice formula.
More.
You gain 4 points in a new skill called Language Nakal,
Ooh.
Okay.
which is written Naacal.
And how do I?
At the end of your list of skills, there are
Yep.
placeholders with pencils in it. You can add a new one. So language nakal. And you put 4%.
Got it.
The other thing you get is 1 point in Cthulhu Mythos,
Ooh.
And so it begins.
which also means that now your maximum sanity is now 98 instead of 99.
Oh, it had my max sanity as 65.
Well, now it's not. Now it was an error. It is at
Okay,
98.
so 90. Okay.
Jimmy,
Yo.
while you were looking around and trying to make sure you see everything around you, you have this moment where you thought one of the torch flickered, but it came from above. Something, for just the smallest moment, covered the light of the sun coming from above. It's very faint. I mean, it's so high that the sun itself is just like a dot. But for
That's
just
not
a moment,
okay.
something passed above.
How wide is this pit?
50
Like
feet.
across?
50 feet.
So something just cleared that. If it wasn't flying.
You're not exactly sure what happened, or maybe it was, a momentary moment of shadow. But in any case, for just a moment, that light up top was not as bright.
Alrighty.
What do you do?
Well, I would be looking up that way to see if I saw anything. Like, do I see clouds moving by? Do I
At that-
see anything
at that
jumping one side to the other and
distance-
then looking at us?
At that distance, you barely make out the sky. It's extremely small. So, give me a spot hidden, please.
Alrighty.
Or listen. I would accept a listen.
Let's see. Which one's better? Spot hidden's better. That is still just barely a success.
Sounds good. You are looking up specifically, and you put your focus on that tiny dot, and it goes out again for a second. And you try to focus your eyes. You put your torch aside for a bit to try to, get as little light pollution as you can, and try to get your eyes to acclimate a little bit more to the darkness. Something else just passed in front of the light. You try to focus more, a little bit more, and now you can very, faintly distinguish a shadow, kind of like bouncing from wall to wall, going down your direction. It is still, at the very least, a couple 100 feet up, but it's coming down fast.
Fuck. Everybody, back up against the wall. Move, move, move. And I'm going to try and, herd everyone over to one location and, kind of drop the torches down to, kind of make, a perimeter, if I can. Just,
Should we all be
down there.
clustered like this?
Whatever's coming, something's coming down here, and I'd much rather have us be able to shoot at it rather than accidentally hit each other. So everyone look up, and I'm going to try and point at this thing and try to tag it as it's coming down so that we're all facing the same direction.
It goes down in a flash. You do manage to gather everybody sort of on the same side in a defensive position, torches in front, whatever gun or rifle you have, up to you, until all of you feel the gust of wind before you actually see the thing. At the center of the room, something just landed, not with a loud thump, but with a moment of wind. And as you kind of aim your torches or whatever source of light you have, you can see sort of a moving shadow. It is kind of like a non-Newtonian liquid kind of shape. It is black. It is deep black as night. It seems to almost absorb the light of your torches. And the more it sort of recomposes, you can see that it is tall. Probably 10 to 12 feet tall. And the more you look, the less it makes sense. You can see parts of it stretch and extend in sort of limbs with sort of hands at the end, but you can see 6, 7, 8 of them, and they twist in unnatural ways, sometimes akin to a spider, sometimes akin to just a slug. It's hard to describe, but it lets out a terrible roar, and we're getting into a fight here. So I will keep the initiative we had earlier. I will just add the creatures initiative. If you give me 1 second.
Plural?
The creature
I heard a
apostrophe.
plural
Creature
there.
possessive.
Yeah. There we go. Dexterity.
Creature. 840. I was like, what?
No. All right. Percy, you're first to act. What do you do?
He heads towards the stairs, running as fast as he can.
Run towards the stairs? Okay.
Yeah.
You start to run, and you can see the creature sort of turn your way, and one of its tendrils kind of extends in a sort of whipping fashion towards you and trying to whip you. I'm gonna need a dodge roll from you, yes.
Can I do Dex with a hard success?
No, this one is definitely going to be a dodge.
Oh, that's bad news.
That's bad news indeed. That's going to grab you, as a matter of fact. And you are currently in one of its sort of appendages, currently it's surrounded you and kind of holds you at the waist right now, and it's lifting you above the
Oh
ground.
shit!
Which brings us to Jimmy.
Well, so this whole like weird liquid shadow thing is not working for Jimmy. So he's gonna pick up a torch and he's
Yes.
gonna throw it at the thing.
Interesting. Okay.
So-
I roll me a throw check.
Sure. Because I'm real good at throw. What was the other thing that Fritz used instead of throw?
I mean, on this one, it's definitely going to be a throw.
Okay, well, we're throwing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually an
hey.
extreme success.
Extreme success.
Jesus.
These are the kindest digital dice I have ever played with, ever.
Indeed. What you can see as you're throwing the torch in front of it, you can see that part of its shape is like recoiling a little bit and forming around the torch, avoiding the fire.
When I throw it, because I was trying to throw it kind of like center mass,
Oh yes, you
do
did.
I disrupt the tentacle that's got Percy?
No, unfortunately not. This is very a liquidy, kind of formless kind of creature. So it kind of like imagine Flubber, basically, where you open up a hole in the middle to just let it go through. Even although it did not open it fast enough, and the torch hit it a little bit, and you could definitely see a recoil from him, from that creature, at the fire. Cool. That was a good turn. Which brings us to the creature. It's going to actually. Yes, tell me.
Just last thing I wanted to do was just, it don't like fire.
Cool. Yeah. I'm good with that. Now, in its turn, it's going to do two things. It's going to try to push back you, as a matter of fact. It's going to whip at you, Jimmy, with one of its tentacles.
Oh.
So that's going to be... nope, a failure. It completely misses you, probably like blinded by the torch or anything. With its other attack, it's going to try to bring Percy close and absorb it. You are currently within its grab, so there's not much that you can do at the moment. You currently take 1 point of damage as you feel a sort of like caustic feel against your skin. You get the feeling it's going to get worse and worse the more you stay in it. This is the end of the creature's turn, which brings us to Winnifred.
I was examining all the things I had, so I imagine the flute is there available. Can I like do an intelligence check to see if I think that blowing that right now would be a good idea?
Considering,
Probably what called it.
I know that's what I was thinking, but you know what, might repel it. So
I mean, since you don't know exactly what it does, it's really up to you.
yeah, I'm gonna blow it.
You're gonna blow it.
Shooting it isn't gonna do anything.
Okay.
We don't know that.
Okay. You do feel, as you heavily blow in it, everybody gets this moment of shiver in their spine as you hear that terrifying sound that sounds like 1,000 people screaming all at once in pain and agony. You invest a lot of yourself into that blow to try to make it worth it. You immediately feel yourself a little bit drained, and you take 3 magic points
3 magic points.
as you feel your sort of like magical essence getting drawn out of you a little bit. You can
Where is
see
that?
it's near your PV. It should be MP, like magic points. Let me see.
PM all the way at the
PM,
bottom.
yeah.
Okay.
Point of magic.
3 less?
3 less, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And as you do so, the moment you stop blowing, the creature kind of like turns to you and keeps its eyes focused on you at the moment. It doesn't seem like it calmed it down, but it did seem to respond to it.
Okay.
Okay, that was good. Lazlo.
That's my turn.
Lazlo wants to try a thing
Mm-hmm.
based off the couple of points he got off of fucking Nakal.
Mm-hmm.
Can he, just using his knowledge of linguistics and whatnot and what he gathered there, try to speak to it and Nakal to tell it to drop it?
You know,
Put him down.
roll me a knockout check.
Come on, look.
That's
No, that's
incredible.
a 50.
That's like a 50. You're not sure if it's the accent or the grammar, or if you did not quite understand all of the words. The creature does not respond.
Okay, there's no response whatsoever.
None. I
Okay.
mean, there was a moment of like turning its head towards you to see like what you were trying to say. It didn't have an eyebrow to raise, but the feeling is there.
It's not my first language. I apologize.
But it goes back immediately towards Winnifred. Which brings us.
It's one of those things where you were like, all right, put it down, and instead you said pepperoni pizza, 9 o'clock. You're like, what?
Wait a
Which
minute.
brings us to Percy. You start at the start of your turn. You take 2 points of damage, and you are currently like very much restrained and being digested. Are you trying to do anything?
So am I still in a tentacle?
No, the tentacle has subsided. You are now within the body of that creature.
Can I get my hands on my gun and try and blast my way out?
You can try, yeah, absolutely.
Let me just mark those
You
2 points of damage.
You probably will not be able to aim it because right now you're being compressed into some very thick liquid, but you might shoot somewhere.
Actually, no. Let's do this. Can he reach inside his pocket
Mm-hmm.
and get his Zippo out and flick the Zippo to try and get the fire going inside him?
Oh, interesting. So on this one, I'm going to need a luck check. So since you cannot roll for luck, you roll any skill and you just compare the result of your roll with, your luck.
Okay, so my size is the same as my luck, so I'm going to roll that.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
a 74. Fuck.
Failure. You manage to reach the Zippo and it just kind of like flickers as you do so. You get the sparks as you try to roll. The flame did not manage to catch at the moment. It doesn't mean that it will never happen, but at this moment it didn't. Which brings us to Jimmy.
So Jimmy seeing it like shrink away from the fire and realizing, okay, this thing is now in the like I can't really shoot in there without hitting Percy. He's gonna sling the shotgun, grab a torch, and run into it and
Okay.
attempt to grab Percy and like grab him, stab with the fucking torch, and pull him physically out of this thing.
Okay, I'm going to call that a brawl check, and I'm going to allow you for a bonus die because you're using the torch. Extreme success.
Oh, yes!
You
Rolling
These are
like a champ right now, Chris.
These are the kindest dice I have ever played with ever.
you kind of grab Percy's arm and you kind of lock wrist, like gladiator style, and pull him back. And as you're using the torch to kind of like, make your way through that form, it records automatically in a very weird, like tide receding kind of way, and you manage to pull Percy out. You do take 1 point of damage for part of the acid to drip on your arm, but at the moment you did manage to get Percy out.
Okay. As I'm pulling him out, I'm just gonna yell, "Everyone up to the damn stairs! Let's get the hell out of here!"
All right. Which brings us to the creature. So it is extremely unhappy with you at the moment, Jimmy. So it's going to use, it's going to form 2 new tentacles and try to basically slam you with both attacks. The first one is going to be.
Out of curiosity, does
yes.
it have a penalty since I'm holding the fire?
Oh, I'm already rolling with a penalty. Yes.
Oh, okay. This thing's
so-
gonna eat me. I got everything I need.
You can try to dodge it if you want.
Okay.
You will need a hard success.
Okay. Is this a melee? Can I counterattack him?
You can try to counterattack, yes. So that means that you need an extreme success to succeed.
I think I have a better chance of getting. Yeah, actually, I have a better chance of getting extreme success than I do of getting a hard success on the dodge.
All right, roll
So-
for brawl then.
Rolling for brawl. That is a failure.
Okay, so you take,
Hmm.
my dear boy, 13 points of damage as you get slammed to the side of your face and pushed to the side with like very little, concern for your well-being for some reason. Which brings us to the second attack. Let me just check something quickly. How much is your maximum hit points?
My maximum was 21.
21. That
I'm
means
down
that
to 4.
Okay, so that means that you took more than half. You are currently gravely injured. So
Okay.
keep that in mind for later.
Keep that in mind for
Keep it in mind.
There is no
since
later.
it-
We're not getting out of this one.
At the moment, I need you to roll me a constitution check to try to remain conscious.
Oh,
I don't
God.
know if do I get any advantage. It's wow. Okay, what do I do when I rolled the Constitution?
Yeah,
It is a 55. I rolled a 55.
It is a
It's-
success. You remain conscious. You are extremely sore, and you probably think you have a concussion. But at the moment, you are okay. Let's see about that second attack. It's going to try to bash you and miserably fail. So you are good on this one. Well done.
Yikes.
That brings us to Winnifred.
Run.
You run.
Good.
Okay.
Torch behind me so it doesn't come and get me. It just
She just sticks the torch in Fritz's face as she's running.
Okay, sounds good. Roll me, I would say. Yeah, right now it's very focused on Jimmy, so there's no problem for you to just reach the stairs. You will not be able to go super high. You reach
Right.
basically the point where the stairs were missing.
okay.
We will see about what's happening next.
How we
later.
get past that? Okay.
Lazlo.
We had another flute. This thing it will pursue if we chase. So Lazlo's not gonna run. He's gonna take out the pan flute thing that they had found and try to play that. Try to see if there's got to be something more. Got to be
Something
some
it
way to
likes
control this
better.
thing.
Just rip out a little rendition of Three Blind Mice.
Right.
Hot cross
Okay.
buns.
I'm
If I
not,
survive this, I'm beating the crap out of you.
I'm not exactly sure what skill to use for hot cross buns.
Charm?
You know what? Persuade.
I'll take a persuade.
Wade.
I'll take a persuade. No, I won't take a persuade. Charm?
Nah, this is definitely gonna be a persuade or
56.
intimidate if you feel so.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay, hang on. Let me look at intimidate. Hang on, let me look at intimidate. Gotta find it. Intimidate. Intimidate's higher.
Hit me.
41. What is 30? 41 minus 30 is 11. Lazlo's gonna burn 30 points of a luck for
Oh my
to
god.
make it 11 to make it a success.
Okay.
11 points. Oof.
Okay. You blow with every inch of your lungs to try to get this thing to fucking fall back. And
Not even trying to fall. He's just trying to find some way to control it. There's got to be something controlling it.
well,
This pan flute was on Snaky Boy.
it was. What you do notice is that it does have this instant moment of recognition. It completely ignores Jimmy right now and starts to walk towards you.
Good.
I
I
don't
mean,
know
not good, but
I don't know if you would call that control, but it is currently not dealing with
Now
your
has-
good friend.
You have
You
my
have his
attention.
attention.
Cool.
Laszlo is just going to continue playing it.
Okay, so you continue. I will keep that in mind for when it is your turn again. Percy.
Picks up a torch, makes for the stairs, but dragging
Dragging Jimmy
Jimmy.
with him. Okay. You do manage to get basically halfway through where Winnifred went because, you do not go as fast when you're dragging somebody behind.
And point of order.
Yes.
Where's Jimmy got the dynamite on his body? On his belt?
Jimmy has the dynamite in his bag, and like I said, he's thinking about it, but it's a matter of we were both inside the damn thing, so I didn't want to suicide bomber it just yet. Though with 4 hit points, I was considering it.
Yeah, Percy would say, I think we need the dynamite.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. Let's start trying to dig it out.
I would say you have two options here. Either you go basically halfway up the stairs to where Winnifred is, but then that will be your turn because you had to drag your friend up there, to there, or you can reach the bottom of the stairs but manage to pull out the dynamite and be ready to throw it at a moment's notice. Depends on what you want to focus on.
We'll go halfway up the stairs. He wouldn't go into Jimmy's bag.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. So you do manage to pull him up and try to reach the stairs. At the moment,
And,
at the bottom,
point of order, at the point where his turn ends, he's going to stop dragging Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because his motivation was to get him out of danger,
out of
but
harm's
then
way.
go back to being...
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Which brings us to Jimmy, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, no, it made perfect sense of, you're right. We need to get this damn dynamite out and start flipping off the bag and pull it out. However, Fritz is still standing down there because he didn't run. So Jimmy's gonna continue to back up and just be like, Fritz, get the fuck out of there.
I mean, also to be fair, when going up the stairs, he just watched you get your ass clocked.
Yeah, well, Jimmy.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I was on a rescue mission, but
you get ready to basically toss it. Do you already preemptively light it up?
No, I'm not lighting. I'm not doing that. But it's one of those I am ready, but Fritz is still down there.
Sounds good.
And I'm gonna let him give his shot. But if he gets eaten, the dynamite's going after him.
I'm okay with that. Cool.
Holding my action, if you will.
Yeah.
For him getting eaten.
Which brings us to the creature. Right now, it's very focused on you, Lazlo, and it's going to basically try to grab you with his tentacle, and try to reach you the same way he tried to grab Percy earlier. Well, not tried, succeeded.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the arts.
I need you to roll for dodge. You need a hard success.
I mean, I got a success.
How much to a hard success? How much luck you got
How much
left?
do you need for a hard success?
What is it? It's half?
It's half.
So 13. Yeah, no, I don't have enough.
You don't?
Nope.
You can try to push your roll if you tell me what you do differently. Just know that if you fail, there's gonna be consequence. You don't want no consequence.
There really isn't a way that Lazlo would.
Okay.
With his negative build, his strength is only 27.
Okay. Which means that at the moment you are currently grabbed by the creature, which is the end of her turn of its turn. Fred.
Type of grab.
What?
Is it like tight squeezing or is it just like holding?
Enough to lift you off the ground. You are currently basically 5 feet off the ground, being lifted by the waist by this creature.
Okay.
Fred.
Can I have had something in my bag that's flammable? Make a little Molotov cocktail real quick?
Roll me a luck check.
Sure.
You do have a tons of chemicals on you.
I have a lot of weird shit.
And you do know how to...
I have to click something that's...
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, just anything and...
Anything and you
so
compare
my luck is
the
30,
numbers, yes.
So that's a fail.
That's a fail. Yeah, you would have stuff that are flammable, but it would take a little bit of time to actually mix them together and prepare them. But that was just like basic knowledge, so you do have your turn still to do something.
I will just try to, I guess, throw my torch at the thing to see if I can distract him from eating Fritz.
Roll me a throw.
I am gonna spend 7 luck to make that a success.
Okay. You throw the torch that just like goes whoosh, 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 and falls right basically between the creature and Lazlo, and immediately the like tentacle retracts and just being reabsorbed by the body. As Lazlo, you fall to the ground. You do take 1 point of damage because that was a hefty fall.
Grab my torch.
Well, I mean, hefty for someone with your kind of build.
Mm-hmm.
But
Aw.
you are currently free, and that's good because this is your turn. What do you do?
Yeah, Lazlo's gonna go ahead and start running up the, start running up the
You
stairs.
grabbed Fred's torch first, right?
I mean, what side of the body?
It was between
It
you
was
and the
between
creature,
you and the
literally.
thing.
Oh, it's between us. Sure.
So you could use that. If you use that, you do not have to roll for dodge because you can use that as a kind of repellent for a bit. So,
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You do reach the bottom of the stairs, keeping the creature in check. It seems to continue to roar in this weird sort of like disembodied kind of voice.
Is it
Yeah.
is it possible to try doing Nakal again, like as I'm running, shouting at it to?
Sure.
Sit, stay.
Pretty much. Well, that's a
Boy.
92.
Yeah. You basically said it in Portuguese, and you kind of mixed up the words, so that did not seem to work.
Yep.
Chris using up all the
the
extreme successes.
I know, right?
brings up to
Sorry.
Percy. You currently all are on the stairs at the moment.
He can't jump the gap because Winnifred's there, right?
I mean, like if you kind of squeeze to the side, there might be a way. Yeah.
I thought that was a little bit further up. We're only like a little chunk up, right?
I got
Yeah.
to the gap.
Yeah, she's at the
Oh.
gap. Like, you can definitely close up the gap, and after that, like this is the piece where the stairs were missing. So up to you to see like how you would pass that gap.
With my dex roll, so I need a what? Hard success.
I would say, a hard success for that,
All right, here we go. Oh yeah!
which
Nice.
you did get. You run up the stairs and try to get purchase on like whatever remaining of the stairs is on the wall, push it and just manage to barely grab like the ledge of the stairs and hoist yourself up. You currently are on the other side. Good job. Jimmy,
Do I still have?
yeah?
Did I manage to retain a torch during that?
I would say no. Like this was like, since you didn't use like either jump or climb and stuff like that, and you kind of used a makeshift way, the torch did not make it through. But the torch is currently like still with Jimmy, I would say.
Okay. Torch is still with me.
Yeah. So Jimmy, what do you do?
Well, okay, so Fritz has made it to the bottom of the stairs at
He
this
did.
point. Cool. I'm gonna light the stick of dynamite,
Mm-hmm.
and I am going to throw it over his head and be like, I kind of want to do this in tandem with him. Like, I don't want to yeet the dynamite stick and then just turn and run and hope he makes it out. I actually want to make sure he gets,
A shot.
at least is continuing to move,
Yeah.
and then it's like light, and then cook it for a second, toss it, and book it, because that thing's gonna hurt.
Okay.
So, actually, if it's possible,
Yes.
sorry, if it's
Tell me.
possible, since we've both got torches, if we can just kind of like keep this thing back on the stairs a little bit,
Mhm.
I want to try and let him shimmy past me since he's small, and
Yeah.
then as soon as he's past, light it, push it, throw the stick in that thing's face, and then boogie.
Okay. Well, boogie is going to be a hard word for you, considering you have a major wound.
I guess it's fair. Even if I
So-
can't feel the pain, I'm still like limping. Like, damn it, this is boring.
So we will see how it goes depending on your throw roll.
Hot damn.
Extreme success. These dice love you, man.
Nice.
You light up
This
the
is amazing.
stick of dynamite and throw it. On the other side of the creature, it just like flies right above its head and lands on the other side. There's this moment where the creature just kind of instinctively look back at it and see these little sparkles as you all are deafened by a thunderous sound as the stick of dynamite explodes. The creature is dispersed to bits. They're splashing all across. All of you take 1 point of damage from the acid being sprayed upon you.
Okay.
And you are
I just
all
healed that
looking-
today.
And you're all looking rough. You also know that at the moment, the structure that you are in seems to have been slightly fragilized.
Yeah, we
But
gotta get out of here.
at the moment, the creature is dead, and you are at the bottom of this 1,000-feet pit, about to get out. And this is where we're going to stop for today.
Ah!
I have 3 hit points.
So,
You're fine.
You're fine. This can only go
You're
great.
good. Everything's
If I
fine.
trip on something, if I stub my toe too hard, I'm dead. Like,
Okay, which means that we will see each other at episode 3 to see what comes out of this. And in the meantime, everybody have a beautiful time zone. See you next time. Bye.
bye.